Well, it's here. The patch notes for global are here, and the new unit is Blue Demon Meliodas. Now, I knew this for a little while. I didn't make a video on it because it was a leak, and I didn't know if it was really true, and I didn't want to hype people up before, and then just come back and be like, oh, by the way, psych, the leak was wrong. But yeah, the new unit is Blue Demon Meliodas. Now, I did make a. Let me open this real quick. But I did make a video earlier when they dropped the teaser for the patch notes, and I had shown a leak that happened, which was the leak for Blue Merlin. Now, I want to talk about this really quickly. Also, this I think, yeah. So a lot of things to cover up. Blue Day Meliodas, we had the idea that he would be coming out for 100 days because of this. Also, they got leaked, which was this picture right here. Apparently not, they just decided to go with the Meliodas' picture here. And this has nothing to do with it. Now, another thing is, I looked at this whole thing. There is nothing about the Green Lilia. Yep, nothing about the free Green Lilia, so I guess she will just be a summonable unit on global and never you'll be getting her for free, even though we have this in the files. Okay. But yeah, this picture right here kind of made us believe that he would be the 100-day unit. But this picture that we got here in the files, at the time that I showed this on the video, I didn't know this, but in the files, the name for this is Step Up. The name for this banner is Step Up. So actually, the 100-day unit will be Blue Merlin, not the Blue Demon Meliodas. Blue Demon Meliodas is coming out tomorrow. Summon 100, dude. Blue Demon Meliodas is top. Is so good. He's just so good. He is one of the best units in the game. And if you go on my GP tier list nowadays, I do have him ranked not on God tier anymore, but it's for other reasons. Right now, Blue Demon Meliodas, even without Lilia, and you guys might know if you guys are keep up with like how a lot of things on GP work, Blue Demon Meliodas requires a unit to be at his full potential, which is Blue Lilia. But even without her, he is still a top tier unit. He farms incredibly fast because his card just does way too much damage. And he's really good on PvP. He's really good on PvP. And he's just a fun unit. Like, honestly, when he released, he was my favorite unit until Green Estarossa came out. It was only because Green Estarossa says Furu Counter, and that just gets me every time. If not for that, it would still be Blue Demon Meliodas, maybe Las Vegas Meliodas at this point, but he is incredible. Just going over what he does if you don't know, because I know a lot of people just know that he hits hard, but doesn't know exactly what he does. He has the same card as Red Hauser, which is the inflicts pierce 100, 150, 250. Now the difference between him and Hauser is that he has double the pierce that Hauser does, and he has much more attack stat, and he has much better crit damage, and that matters so much. That matters so much. He hits so much harder than Hauser. It's not even funny. And I've made a test. I do have a video on my channel where I was comparing using Blue Demon Meliodas with and without Pierce as his roles. And yes, half of his like how you guys have been doing on with Hauser on global, do it with Demon Meliodas. The Pierce on like half of his gear is actually worth it. If you want to check this video out, I'll put it somewhere. I'll put in the top right or something. But it's yes, gear him like that. It's worth it. Now, one thing to note is that from all the leaks, like all these leaks that we get, we usually get what's coming out. No, we usually get to know what's coming out first. And we had this Blue Demon Meliodas in the files for like what 11 days, right? There's no banner for Blue Lilia in the files. I don't know if they're delaying her and just getting her, not releasing before Valenti, because we do have Valenti. I hope they release her before Valenti, because if they release her after Valenti, then Blue Demon Meliodas is gonna take a big hit on PvP. But the thing is, and let me finish explaining what Meliodas does, because I didn't finish. His passive is amazing. He can't be attack sealed. Like, legit, he just can't be attack sealed. And when he can, he has an ultimate, so he just uses the ultimate. And if they remove the ult gauge from the ultimate, the attack seal goes away. So he can't be attack sealed. It's just such a good passive. And then the corrosion, which is such an underrated card, it takes away 15% of their HP for 2 turns. If they don't cleanse, they're gonna be losing 30% of their HP in 2 turns, which is like so good, right? What card is 30% of their HP just guaranteed, right? And if they do cleanse, they're gonna be wasting a turn just for that. So it's a win-win for you. And corrosion for 20, and this one's big because corrosion for remaining HP, it's good, but max HP, 20% of max HP is just so strong. It's just so strong. Ult is the same as the red DM Meliodas is just super strong ult. He is a fantastic unit. Now, all of his damage pretty much comes from Pierce because 100% is just a really weak multiplier, right? So all of his damage comes from the Pierce. And Lilia, Blue Lilia, her passive is that she gives half of her Pierce to all the allies. So she has 50 base, right? But you give her Pierce on her attack substats, and at that point, let me just check. Let me just show my Lilia so you can take a look at like how much Pierce a Lilia can have. My Lilia, which I have with UR gear, but it doesn't matter. It just rules that matter, right? Has a total of 115 Pierce. So she is giving like almost 60% Pierce, like 57% Pierce or whatever, 55% Pierce to the allies. And that's so big. That's so big. They're just tripling, and Melio like triples that, right? With his attack. So it's just so strong. It's just so strong. And Lilio herself is like a super fantastic unit because she takes off ultimate gauge, AoE. Super good card, and she heals as well. Her ult is actually pretty good. It's the same ult as Hauser. So she's a fantastic unit, like god tier unit to this day on JP. Now Valenti, her thing is that she was a unit. I am 100%, like they never said or anything, but I'm 100% certain that they made this unit as a response to how strong Meliodas and Lilia was, and just completely made up her passive like on the spot. Because she released like right after, right? And they don't release original characters too fast, but they released Lilia and Valenti like almost back to back. It was probably to counter the team because it was way too strong, but decreases all enemies' pierce rate by the value of this hero's resistance. If you're using the Meliodas and you face a Valenti ungeared, because like if 20% resistance, that's trash, right? So ungeared, this unit doesn't work. It just doesn't. But ungeared, and you can like give her full resistance as her substats. If you're using the Meliodas and you face a team with Valenti, you just don't do damage. You just don't do damage. You're just not doing damage. So she is a hard counter to these, right? And if they release her first, that's a big yikes, because then it's not okay. It's not so bad because legitimately the period of time where Lilia and Blue Meliodas were like super strong and had no counter were probably hell for the people that didn't have it. I had them, so it wasn't hell for me, but it was probably hell for people that didn't have them. And they're probably working on not having that period of time for the global players. So that's not so bad. But here's the thing, right? Valenti is not a good unit. She is good to counter Meliodas, and she's good on Hell Great Demon actually. But she's good for countering Meliodas. But if you are using her and you don't face a Meliodas, she is useless. Like she does help you because she does still decrease the pierce rate, which is really good. But she is useless. So she is a one-trick pony, and that is really bad for a unit. So Blue DM Meliodas, even if it doesn't release with Lilia, I still recommend something for him. He's just a fantastic unit. Also, level 80 cap. I talked about this in my other video because I already had shown level 80 cap. I'll release a video of units that you should be getting to level 80. Most of the ones you already know, but still, you know, chapter 9 coming out, pretty dope. But here's one thing that I want to talk about. New costumes, new Malevolent Knighthood costume set 1. These costumes are sick. These costumes are so sick. I have them for DMLE and for Asken. I don't have it for Merlin. I wish I did. Let me show them real quick. Let me put them up. These costumes are so sick. Actually, let me do this. It's this one. Let me take the helmet off. Boop. This is Askeners, and then I think this is the weapon. Yeah. This is Askeners. He looks so cool. This is the haircut. The haircut is just so cool. It's just it's so cool. I mean, it's asking. Of course, it's cool. And then for the Meliodas, let me go on the red one, put it on him. This is the haircut that comes with it. No, this is the the body, and this is the weapon. The weapon's so sick as well. This is the set. Like, I really like the haircut. I really like the slick back haircut. Merlin, though, I don't have, but she also has a slick back haircut as well. Here's the thing. They dropped the, I don't have it. I can't even show it. Yeah, it's not here. But they dropped these patch notes, right? And they didn't drop the pictures with it. Like, I don't know why they're doing this. Like, this is the second time they've done this. Like, they didn't drop the pictures with it. I don't know why. But we kind of already know at this point. So, Blue DMLE, if you don't have any gems, oof, big yikes. It's a thing. I find it so interesting that they really don't want to drop double banners, because that's how JP does it. Every new banner, there isn't a free banner. Like right now on JP, we have a free banner for Matrona. So it's only one featured unit, but it's because it's a free banner, right? But every like regular banner comes with 2 units. Like when the Meliodas came out, he came out with Monspeed, which Monspeed's not very good, so you wouldn't want to pull him, but still. So weird that they just keep releasing characters with just one banner. I don't know if I like that. But yeah, so Diomali, good luck. Good luck. Summon for him? Yes. Do summon for him? Yes. Yes. Summon for him? Yes.